we are having an issue with coming up or being aligned on a budget for our wedding. I think we should spend a lot more than he thinks we should spend. How do we figure this out? This is a huge question. This is an important one, so stay tuned. My name is Michelle Martinez, and I am a wedding planner. I've been planning weddings over 20 years. It's been a long time. I haven't gotten sick of it. I'm crazy like that. I'm also the creator and host of the Big Wedding Planning Podcast, which is one of the highest rated wedding planning podcasts in existence. Really. I don't know if I know of any others that are better than mine. I'm just kidding. No, I'm sure there are others. There might be one or two that are okay. But check it out. There's over 280 episodes and counting. And, subscribe on whatever your favorite podcast player is because you need it in your life. It's for anyone involved in planning a wedding. Okay, but here on YouTube, I am answering wedding questions. Just they're thrown at me and I'm just like I'm answering them all. So this one is like the mother load, okay? Your wedding budget, it's so important. It's so important, and it's really just kind of practice for being married. Let me just start with that, because money is a source of great delight if you got it, and also a source of a lot of tension and arguments with your partner if you're not both on the same page. And let me tell you something. When you start your wedding planning process, please be on the same page, okay? There's so much I can unpack there, but I don't want to make this video, several hours long. So let's just, let's focus. Let's focus on what we're here to talk about, and that is your budget. I'm going to take this a step further because a lot of people just come up with a number, and then they're just like, okay, I've got $30,000 to spend. Don't freak out if you have under $30,000. Whatever your budget is, that is a lot of money, and I agree with you on that. If you only have $5,000 to spend, that is a lot of money. If you have $30,000, $100,000, whatever it is, it's a lot of money, and it's your money or hard-earned money that has been given to you by, people who love you, whatever the case. Let's go beyond just the money portion. We'll come back to that in a second. What are your priorities for your wedding? When you think about your wedding, beyond, walking down the aisle or, the look she's going to give me when she sees me in my dress or whatever it is, what to you would you say are your top 3 priorities when it comes to your wedding? A lot of people say it's the food. We're huge foodies. We want to have the best food. Other people say it's the music. I've got to have a live band. I love live bands. Others say it's the design. I want it to look so freaking cool. I want to recreate, this whatever it is you're recreating, okay? We won't get into design. That's another video. Think about your priorities. Why? Because it's important, and it's going to help guide you throughout the wedding planning process. And it's going to help you navigate through your wedding budget. And it's going to help you with the design aspect of your wedding. It's going to help you when you're calling a caterer. It's going to help you when, the DJ is like, hey, cool, I also have this add-on lighting package and it's only, $1,200. There's so many things that are going to be thrown at you. And if the two of you, right in the beginning, decide what your priorities are for your wedding, the two of you, by the way, not just you, the two of you, figure out your priorities and then rank them 1 through 10. That's going to help you so much throughout your wedding planning journey. Now, going back to the budget, maybe you have no frigging idea how much a wedding costs. You've never done this before. You're the first of your siblings to be married. You know, your parents eloped. You've never had a good friend get married. Like, this is super new to you. You are not alone. There are many out there like you. I'm going to give you a little cheat, okay? There is a website, and it's called theweddingreport.com. And it is a company that does a ton of data mining of weddings, from wedding vendors, wedding couples, and they're constantly collecting information. And so if you go to theweddingreport.com and you input the geographic area where you want to have your wedding, it will then give you a very general number on what the average wedding costed in the area you're getting married the year prior. And that is so helpful, right? So, San Francisco, for example, it's a very expensive place to get married, San Francisco proper. I think the last time I checked, the average wedding there was like $36,000. And when I say average, I'm talking average. This is nothing over the top, people. This is basics. And this is like 100 to 120 guests. So that is a hint I'm going to give you, a little freebie. It's very helpful and it's free. Once you have that number and you have your priorities, you're going to know, A, if you can afford a wedding there, B, if you should add a little more money to that average, wedding in that geographic area, because frankly, yours is going to be an above average wedding. Design is very important to you. Food is very important to you. And so those are two very expensive parts of a wedding. Arguably feeding and giving beverage to your guests is going to be the highest ticketed item. You're catering your food and beverage. So your priorities are going to help you kind of mold and shape that number. And then you're going to want to maybe allot a little more money to catering than maybe what you've heard the average amount is spent on catering. So please, 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 to avoid arguments, hurt feelings, irritation, stress, because listen, wedding planning needs to be fun. It can be fun. I don't even use the S word with my clients, stress. I don't use the S word with my clients. That doesn't belong in wedding planning. Figure your shit out from the beginning. Figure out your priorities as a couple. Figure out your budget. Set your plan and stick to it. Stick to it. I'm also going to give you another tip. Don't come up with one hard number for your wedding budget. Don't say it's going to be and it cannot be any more than $20,000, right? Give yourself a range. 15 to 20. If 20 is your hard stop, there's no possible way I can go $1 over that, then your range is 15 to 20. And if any wedding vendor asks you what your wedding budget is, except for a wedding planner, I'm telling you, don't lie to a wedding planner. We need to know. I personally don't charge based on what other people's wedding budgets are. I just know if it's realistic for what they want. But if any other wedding vendor asks you, please don't kill me, wedding vendors. You might want to give them a little bit lower budget than it actually is. Give them the lower end one. If it's a $15,000 to $20,000 wedding, give them the 15. Oh yeah, that's my budget. Because they're always going to go over. It's always going to go over. And in your mind, if you've got that buffer there, you're going to be okay. So there's so much more I could say about this. And actually, I have said more. And actually, I will say more. Go check out the Big Wedding Planning Masterclass. This is a digital course that I've created with my friend Christy. We are both wedding planners. And you can either buy the whole bundle from A to Z, how to plan everything from the beginning, from this priorities and budget, all the way to the wedding day itself, what you do, right? How you arrange things. Or we've broken it up into some mini courses so you can kind of pick and choose. One of the mini courses is priorities and budget. And it's like an over 40-minute video with tutorial, easily digestible, at your own pace, play, pause, go back and watch it over again if you want. And we are giving you downloadables. There is a priorities exercise, specific questions for you and your partner to ask. And then it has really great coding in it so that it calculates the priorities for you and gives you the ranking on a scale of 1 to 10. It actually takes each of your priorities, puts them together, and ranks them so that it really truly is a labor of love. It really truly is priorities based on the two of you, not just one of you. We also have an awesome budget spreadsheet that is literally the budget spreadsheet I use for my clients. There's a lot of free stuff out there on the internet, people, but it doesn't mean it's accurate. And this budget spreadsheet is something that's been based off the decades we've been planning weddings, tried and true. So it is going to help you break down those categories. And not only that, it's going to take your priorities and it's going to take that formula of your priorities and it's going to incorporate those priority rankings into your budget, into each category. So it's going to tell you already how much you need to, if food was the highest priority, it's going to recalculate the food category on your budget spreadsheet and give you exactly how much you two as individuals should be spending on food, as opposed to your neighbor who might, be spending less because their priorities were different. They might be spending more on the decor because their highest priority was decor. So check it out. I think it's amazing. If you like this video, like it. Give it a thumbs up. And please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you have any wedding planning questions, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to create another video and answer your question for you. Thank you so much. Happy planning.